Is it still safe to live in the Philippines? It's a question I have been seeing a lot lately. And honestly, I completely understand why. Because recently, a tragic incident in Negros Oriental shocked many people. An American marine biologist who had spent years working here in the Philippines had lost his life. And whenever something like this happens, it naturally makes people ask, has Philippines become dangerous? Should foreigners be worried? Should you still move here? And before I say anything else, I want to express my deepest condolences to his family, to his friends, and to all the people that knew him. No one deserves to lose their life this way, and my heart truly goes out to the people that are affected. But today, I also want to have an honest conversation, not based on fear, not based on rumors, not based on perspective, because I think that one tragic event can make us emotional, but it shouldn't stop us from looking at the bigger picture. Now, as many of you probably know that the authorities are still investigating of what happened. And because of that, I don't think it's responsible to speculate. I've seen a lot of theories online. I've seen a lot of people jumping into conclusion. But honestly, I think the victim and the family deserve better than that. The facts should come from the investigation, not from social media. So instead of discussing rumor, I want to focus on something much bigger. What does this tragedy actually mean for foreigners living here in the Philippines? Does one heartbreaking incident change the reality of an entire country? So does this tragedy mean that the Philippines is not safe anymore? My answer is no. And before anyone misunderstands me, I'm not saying that we should ignore what happened, because what happened was heartbreaking and it deserves a full investigation. But I also don't think that it's fair to judge the entire country, because if we did, we'd have to say that United States is not safe because shooting happens there. Europe isn't safe because violent crimes happens there too. Australia isn't safe, Canada isn't safe, and we know that's simply not true. The unfortunate reality is there is no country in the world that can promise that crime will never happen. And that's difficult to hear, but that's the truth. I've lived in the Philippines my whole life, and yes, there are places that I avoid going. There are areas I wouldn't walk through late alone at night. But honestly, I would say the same thing if I were visiting New York, Paris, Canada, or Los Angeles. I think one mistake people make is believing that a country is either completely safe or completely dangerous. But reality doesn't work that way. Every country has wonderful people. And unfortunately, every country has people who choose to do terrible things. So for me, the better question isn't, is the Philippines perfectly safe? Because no country is. The better question is, can you live a safe and happy life here while making smart decisions? And personally, I believe the answer is yes. Thousands of foreigners have built beautiful lives here. They have retired, they have businesses, they have married Filipinas, they have raised children, and many of them have lived here peacefully for years. That doesn't erase the tragedy, but it reminds us to look at the bigger picture. So, if the Philippines isn't perfect and no country is, how can foreigners actually reduce risk while living here? So, if you're planning to move here in the Philippines, or you have already made the Philippines your home, what can you actually do to stay safe? Well, I think most of it comes down to common sense. It's the same advice I'd give to someone who's planning to move to a new country. Number one is choose where you live carefully. The first thing I'd say is don't choose a place just because it's cheap. Do your research. Talk to local people. Talk to other foreigners who have lived there. Visit the neighborhood both during the day and night. Sometimes paying a little more for a safer neighborhood is worth every peso. Number two is don't flash your wealth. I also think that some foreigners make this mistake of showing off how much money they have. They wear expensive watches, carry large amount of cash, or constantly telling people how affordable everything is. That can attract the wrong kind of attention. You don't need to pretend that you have less, but you also don't need to advertise what you have. Number three is respect the local community. One thing I really love about the Philippines is the sense of community. People know their neighbors, they look out with one another. So don't just live here, be part of the community. Support local businesses, learn a few Filipino words, get to know your neighbors. You'd be surprised how far kindness and respect can go. Number four is listen to local advice. If someone who lives here for years tells you, maybe don't go there at night, you have to listen. It's not about living in fear. It's about understanding that locals that have lived here for years know the area better than you do. Number five is trust your instincts. If a situation doesn't feel right, you don't have to stay. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable, walk away. If something feels off, take it seriously. I've always believed that being aware is very different from being afraid. You can enjoy life, you can explore, you can experience everything the Philippines can offer, but still make smart decisions. And honestly, I think that's the best way to live anywhere in the world. So, after everything that we have talked about, do I still think that Philippines is a safe place for foreigners to live? My honest answer is yes, but with the same common sense that you would use anywhere in the world. I don't think that this tragedy should be ignored, and I don't think that we should just pretend that nothing happened, because it did, and it was heartbreaking. And I sincerely wish that the victim and his family get the justice that they deserve. But I also don't believe that one tragic incident should erase millions of ordinary days where people live peacefully. The thousands of foreigners who have built wonderful lives here, the families, the businesses, the friendship, and the communities that makes the Philippines feels like home. I've met so many foreigners who came here for vacation and they never left. They fall in love, not just with the beaches, but with the people. They found happiness, they found peace, they found a slower pace of life, and many of them have lived safely here for years. So I don't think the question should be, is the Philippines perfectly safe? Because no country is. I think the better question is, can I live a good life here while making smart decisions? And personally, I believe you can. I also want to say something for everyone watching. If you are a Filipino, let's continue showing the kindness, the hospitality, the compassion that our country is known for. And if you are a foreigner thinking about moving here, don't let fear be the only voice you listen to. Listen to facts. Listen to people who have actually lived here. And most importantly, wherever you choose to live, be aware, be respectful, appreciate every single day, because life is precious. And before I end this video, I want to express my deepest condolences to the family, to friends, and to everyone that is affected to this tragedy. I sincerely hope that those responsible are brought to justice. And I hope we continue working toward a safer Philippines for Filipinos, for visitors who chooses to call this country home. And I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Has this tragedy changed your perspective living here in the Philippines? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this video. And I will see you guys again soon. Paalam!